and this one.
All right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the X-Ray Podcast. It's me, Robert, and
I'm Julio. I'm over here, just manning the controls now.
so I came down to the studio today, not at home.
And you got called back for work.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm here, and it feels good to be in the studio. I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful studio right here. And uh, today, man, we got some. Well, like every day, we got some crazy news. And unfortunately, this is another political, which is good. I like political. I hope you guys do. But Trump keeps winning, man. I mean, we just keep winning, bro. We just, um, on top of winning, there's just been so. We'll tell you what. I'll let it from the source himself, and then we'll talk about it. Let's watch this real quick. It's crazy. But yeah, so basically in this video, well, I'll give you a little hint, but yeah, I'll just let it. Just look at his hat, FY though. I just realized what his hat said, but here we go.
Anywhere on earth. So, I really am honored that the National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police, and we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to, and after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe. Also, we're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough.
Mm. And he said, and it won't be tough. Bubba, I gotta say this real quick, just before we play the next clip. But man, his hat, he was right about everything. I mean, he I'm gonna get me one of those hats, Julio. I'm gonna get us some of those hats. But yeah, dude, he said basically he wants to do what he did in DC, and do it to Chicago. And he also, uh, last portion of the video, also just said New York as well. I'm clean up the mess. LA might be next too. I know they're already cleaning up some stuff in LA. They've already had people starting up pressure washer companies, pressure washing the streets, and it's just crazy to me. So if he does the Chicago thing, that will be great because what do you think, Julio?
I mean, you cannot go wrong with Donald Trump. That kind of goes wrong. You cannot go wrong with Donald Trump. But in the case of these winnings that we see and the lowest criminal activities on DC ground are astonishing. I mean, you could see like nobody was murdered or no homicide committed in 1 week.
And yeah, in 7 days,
In 7 days, we have the lowest carjackings, robberies,
robberies.
and how much was the percentage on the overall criminal activity?
I think it said 86%.
Yes.
But we have a clip to show that. But here's the thing, though, Julio. Why are Democrat cities normalizing homicide? Because they're saying, oh, zero homicide cases within the 7 days, and that's a record breaking figure,
Hmm.
which is like, wait, what? Like, I mean, I guess, yeah, let's be happy about, you know that it's concerning that we're celebrating for something like, yay, no one got killed today in this week, in these 7 days.
I
And
know.
but apparently that's the norm, and Democrats are actually furious that this is going on. They're furious that the streets are clean. They're furious that there's no homicide within the 7 days. I mean, is that the hill they want to die on? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hmm.
I mean, like, why could you be mad about it? I mean, I know the left and the right do not get along. I understand that, but at least on these portion, on this section of where we at now, on DC, low criminal activity, if they want to survive as a party, at least they should at least concede and be like, you know what? I don't like Donald Trump, but what is happening right now, I'm for it.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Or
And not fighting against it because you projecting to the people, not to the right or to everyone. You projecting to everyone that you are for criminal activities.
yeah, and it's just like, okay, you don't like the way he's doing it. That's one discussion right there, right? Like you said, but you can still say, you know what? I don't agree on how he's achieving this,
Hmm.
but it is a good thing that he's doing this. And that the results are good. It's just how he's doing it. I disagree with. Which that used to be the Democrats' old argument, but now they just went full left. And I think their party is tone deaf to its own constituents. And here's the thing, again, uh, their constituents, I guess that's the word that they don't know. They don't know what that means because to them, illegal immigrants who are non citizens, or even legal immigrants that are non citizens, they're not constituents because they can't vote. They shouldn't be able to vote. There's a difference between a legal citizen or like a green card holder, he can't vote. So he's not your constituents. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not the one that puts you in a position of power.
And that's what they want. They want to bring all these people, all these illegal, bump the numbers up. Camilo's doing his thing, and bump the numbers up to get more seats. But by Donald Trump redistricting the Texas district and approve it, winning the approval, adding more seats, they basically cut off they went ahead of the game.
Oh yeah,
They
for
step
sure.
up before they do the census. They step up ahead of the game, build those seats, and now they're mad about it because Donald Trump is cutting the supply of voters, of potential voters, and potential people because they don't count. Like you were saying, they don't count citizens. They count the people.
Exactly.
If they count the people, they're gonna have more seats. And even I think JJ and I we discussed about it. Like in the not talking national level, if you count all the immigrants, all the people, like all the people, not the citizens alone, they will get around 66 in the Senate.
That that
That the whole mass, if I
yeah.
add them all up, it would be around 60 seats. So that would be a detrimental, and basically they will create a stronghold within the Democrat Party to hold down the Senate and the House of Representatives hostage for decades to come. So by redistricting and changing the landscape in Texas and basically laying out the footprint for the entire state, for the entire nation, I guess we got ahead of the curve and beat him in their own game.
Yeah, and exactly. And we're finally playing their game. And um of course some of us conservatives don't feel too good about playing that game, but I guess we've gone to the point where it's we need to play that game, like
Yeah.
it's just I'm sorry, we're playing two different games,
We're
we're
playing
over
too
here
nice.
playing soccer, can't use our hands, while the Democrats are using rugby. They're catching the ball with their hand, and we're like, ref, look, why aren't you calling that? And they're like, it's legal. And then the moment we're doing, oh no, 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 because but hey, they did it. They gerrymandered. So guess what? We're gerrymandering in a critical, crucial time, and it looks like we might get the midterms and to our favor. And at that point, then we're gonna get the elections up to par to where it's legal because it's not all we're asking for. We're not making it to where it's like, oh, Democrats will never be able to vote. No, no, no. All we're asking for is ID to just like if you want to buy something to drink that has alcohol in it, guess what? We need to what? Ask for ID to make sure and verify that that person is of a consent age and legal age to consume a beverage, right? or cigarettes or tobacco. Just so basically that's it. That's all we want is just vote ID paper ballot, plain and simple. You
Make
know, that's
and
it.
and sometimes making it simple is kind of like for them is not feasible. You know what I mean? They have to make it extremely compromising by not asking for IDs. In some states are illegal to ask for
California.
for ID if you're voting. That means, like in perspective, I mean you can rebut all that if you want in the comments something like. But that means I could go to one school or one center to vote. I could jump to another one
Yeah,
and vote.
exactly. Yep,
I could go around to six, seven different polling stations
yep,
and vote.
yep, and claim different. And the claim is that they say, well, no, 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 no. When we count them, we pull those out. That's why we have a bunch of yeah. They pull the ones that have fraudulent, the ones that are the same, right? That's what they claim, but that's not the case.
It's
That's
not.
not the case.
It's not. It's hard. I mean, like honestly, how can you count a vote with no name on it? Pretty much no name because you cannot ask for ID with probably fake no fake name and fake information. Okay, you put let's say you put John Smith and you vote, and then you jump to another station and you be like, hey, I'm Mike Trevor today,
Yep, yep,
and then you jump to the next one and I'm like I'm Robert Barbosa in the
yep.
next one, and the other one you Julio whatever,
And
and how can you differentiate the vote that you did in the morning to the vote you did in the afternoon?
well, and see, that's their claim. Their claim is that they'll supposedly Dominion machine would yeah, like I trust that, right? Like they'll basically say, well, John Smith from this address doesn't exist, so we're gonna take this vote out. But hold on. I know you.
How take
Yeah,
why
yeah,
taking it in the first place?
I know, but that's the thing. They do not take it out. That's the, they'll count it.
Let me walk it out.
They'll count the vote. They'll count the vote, and you know, months later, this is why they prolong it. By the time everything gets counted, then there's like a legal form that goes and they take them out. But at that point, the president that we've elected is already there. It's that's what happened with Joe Biden and stuff. So hence why Trump kept saying like it's rigged, and obviously it was rigged. We're finding out. Dinesh D'Souza. I'm so sorry, Dinesh. Uh, Shout out to him. He had a movie called the 2020 Mules or something. Mules. Um, and he was right. I mean, it's they were using mules to bring all these mail-in ballots, and they were paid people that were called mules, kind of like what the drug cartels do, but with votes. And they were muling these mail-in ballots. I was telling the viewers that, Dinesh D'Souza had what was the movie Mules,
Two
right?
thousand
Two
mules,
thousand mules. That
right?
yeah, and so they were putting
Trafficking
these
ballots.
yeah, and again they would. So this is what I was saying is that California or places like I think Pennsylvania is also was one of them that they would say like, oh, we took those vote out, but we counted them for the election. But then later, after Joe Biden was in, then they came back and you know uh, said that oh these votes were illegal and yada yada yada. Then specifically the Republican areas, the Dominion machines didn't work, and it was just a bunch of foolishness. And I'm sorry, last election showed that paper ballots were very much one secure, two fast to count, and honestly, ID is not nothing unreasonable to ask. And so again, winning the midterms for Republicans is a big win because so far, I mean, we're winning in a bunch of stuff and we're doing good things. But these are the states that uh, do not require voters to present any form of identification to vote, and though may have other verification methods, signature matching based on recent information, these states obviously do not. And see, here you go: California, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, and Vermont. Okay, so Vermont, no surprise. New York, no surprise. Oregon, no surprise. What I'm surprised is New Mexico. Bro, Bubba, New Mexico, really? Okay. So Massachusetts, that Maryland, yeah, I mean, there goes Maryland man. And breaking news, in case y'all didn't know, that's a loss from us. They're letting him go back to Maryland. Maine, Illinois, it sucks. It really does. It's discouraging. So yeah, we need to win the midterms because then you'll have places like, you know, or that just it's just gonna keep, that's what the Democrats want, and um, it's just sad, that.
It is sad. Now we're talking. Let's move on to the next subject. You probably heard on the news that we have Cracker Barrel changing. Uh, First of all, it was Aunt Jemima.
Yep,
They took Aunt Jemima
poor Aunt
on
Jemima. She still lives in my house. That's
land,
why.
land of Lakes,
Hmm.
remove the native Indian, and now we have Cracker Barrel doing. I would say a woke resurface or reface of the company, and
All I say is,
I don't know.
good luck because, breaking news for my family, my wife and my daughters, because they love that place. I'm not going to Cracker Barrel no
You will not.
more. Mm-mm. She loves the pancakes, so I'll tell you that
Oh,
much.
the buttermilk pancakes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
they're on
fire.
point.
Hmm.
But you know what? We have. I don't know. They will say it is a 5-year plan to
Hmm.
change all the Cracker Barrels in the United States. It would take how much? $250 million to change all of them,
Yeah,
I
dude.
believe.
It's
Just to.
just
But why?
what
Why change something that was working?
I know, and like there's got to be a gameplay to this because that we don't know apparently because
Mhm.
you're shooting yourself in the foot as a business. I mean, Cracker Barrel is mostly, and I don't know the facts. I'm not. This is all speculation, but I I can surmise that say that it's mostly a conservative, you know, people that go there. And man, you know, Julio, that's the thing, man. Denny's horrible. They fell off. IHOP fell off.
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel now is gonna unfortunately fall off because
yeah,
a
well,
lot of us are. I'm not gonna go, and a lot of us are gonna stop going. And guess what? They're gonna cheapen their. It's just gonna fall off. Dang it! So no more breakfast place. I guess First Watch, but First
First Watch.
Watch is,
Hey, First Watch is legit.
yeah, it is legit.
If First Watch is nationwide or just Texas?
I don't know, but I can assure you that they're leftists though. At least all the people that all the people that work there that I've
Yeah,
seen, they're pretty
I see
much
some. Yeah, I
leftists.
see some blue haired and all this stuff.
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, and I don't care if it's leftist. Just don't do this. I don't know. Show the watch this video, guys. Just show. This is crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. We cancel culture. They're bringing back DEI. Well,
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happen to be in.
yeah, I know. But all the liberal women look the same.
I- Is that the chick that had the weird eyebrow?
I don't know.
Orlando last week with
It
all of
seems
our
to be weird.
managers. We bring them together and
But whoever hired her or put her in that position, I just want you to know that that guy did a bad move for sure.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole thing about Cracker Barrel was historic. Uh,
In nation.
mhm.
You have the huge stone fireplace you got the wheel, and you
Very
have
conservative
very
energy.
conservative. It's like you walking back to like the 1800s.
Yep. And then you
You
have all
know,
the memorabilia hanging on the walls.
random stuff.
Yeah.
You got bikes, and you have like little random mementos all over the place.
Stuff that you see out here in the South, it's just
Right.
very Southern. And you know, you're basically deleting that by just removing the logo, But she's trying to like why do leftist people like plain stuff,
They
You
like
notice
to
that?
delete memories.
Yeah.
They like to delete stuff. Like if you look back in pretty much the 1900s, you have Russia do the same thing. They were burning books.
Yeah.
They happened in Germany. They were burning books. They were burning a lot of stuff.
Communism. Yeah.
Communists always like to tear down
So
the status quo, the old. I was they call it
you
empire regime, and implant their venom, their piece of crap, their BS, their ideology in order just to propagate and just forget about your past,
yeah.
move forward.
And this is the thing is could all this be stemmed or a plan for like some type of manipulation, like get us to like forget everything. I mean, it kind of seemed like they were trying to do that with the whole Fruit of the Looms. Remember when they were saying like it's
Oh,
Mandela?
the cornucopia.
Yeah, that it was Mandela effect, which we found out no, it wasn't. But they were trying. I mean, they were pushing. Everybody was pushing it that the Mandela effect, and even Obama was like certifying it. But
I know. They,
um,
they always try to do that. I mean, let us know in the comments of why always the left trying to delete history to create their own. Like
yeah,
and their own is not good. I mean, you've seen that people are fighting back all over the states. People are fighting back overseas. They don't like it, and if we not do something now, we are going to lose our country as it is. And like Larry Elder say, we gotta rescue our country. We gotta fight for our country.
I like Larry Elder.
You like him?
I like Larry
I
Elder.
like. I would say he's a very common sense, pragmatic guy.
I was disappointed when he didn't win the governor for California, and they remember the special.
Bro, but they were German.
I know they were. They in California is like impossible to.
It is
But
impossible. I
but
mean,
Larry Elder, he should have been governor of California.
I will put it this way. Yeah, how they had a district.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and then yeah, I think was it after Arnold? I think because Arnold was a Republican, and I think after him they just. But yeah, they gerrymandered the crap out of Cali, and it's just crazy. And again, no outrage then, no outrage at all. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it's all the Democrats that do that. I mean, Republicans did that too. Um, but I think you know, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that they were more fair, but conservatives are mostly more fair. And for you guys that don't understand the difference between Republican conservatives and Democrats and liberals, conservatives is just a mindset of like, you know, we just like to conserve the old ways, like the old, like, you know, the
the
culture,
values,
the
yeah.
culture, and liberals like, progressive to move to, and it sounds good, but in principle values, I do prefer that, thou shall not murder, I like those 10 commandments better than the what they're trying to push, I don't think there's anything better than that. So I think we need to conserve that thought process. And, Republicans just piggyback to that ideology. But so my point to this is that we like to keep things fair, because we do believe in free speech. We do believe that everybody should have the right to say what they need to say. If you disagree with me, that's fine. You have that is your opinion. And honestly, you know, conservatism is just we really see. It's kind of like the left figured out how to beat us because they used our own values against ourselves
Yeah.
because they again they don't have no values. That was the video that was where it shows the crime rate of what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
Hopefully
yeah,
we're able to play without lagging.
yeah. This is Jesse Waters. So he's uh this is where I was saying where the left again normalize violence. Like this is the success in 7 days, and we're breaking records in that city, which is our capital, which is embarrassing. But
This is like everything start from home.
yeah, so this could be a domino effect that it could start cleaning a city near you. But let's watch
Straight. FBI agents can kick down the doors at Mar-a-Lago, infiltrate kidnapping rings, and hunt down terrorists.
one
But if
will,
you
like,
hand them a taser, they don't know what to do. Trump called in the guard to post up in the touristy areas, a good show of force. And it frees up D.C. police to sweep bad neighborhoods. And crime went poof.
But with the guard on the ground, crime is on the decline. For the first time in a long time, D.C. has gone 7 days without a homicide. And that's not all. Carjackings are down 83%. Robberies are down 46%. Car thefts down 21%. And overall violent crime is down 22%.
In the middle of August, no murder. That's historic. And U.S. Attorney Judge Janine's the busiest woman in the Capitol. She's throwing the book in every direction.
We are here in D.C., where the president's surge to make D.C. safe and beautiful again is working. Last night we had 53 arrests. 10 guns were taken off the street, making it a total of 630 arrests and 86 guns taken off the street. So what does that mean? That means those guns cannot be used to shoot or kill anyone. So as the president continues to make D.C. safe, we will continue to prosecute the cases, support the blue, and get those guns.
Straight.
Yep.
FBI.
So that is what I'm talking about. Like
That's the way. That's the way a state is supposed to be run.
yep.
That's the way. I mean, if you commit a crime, you should be held accountable. They should throw the book at you if you break the law, especially if you are committing an aggravated assault or intent of homicide or robbery, aggravated robbery specifically. They should be in jail. You should not be bailed out by these corporations that like funded by liberals. Let you out scot free, and then you become emboldened to commit a crime again because you will be out on the streets in less than 24 hours.
But okay, but see here, and here's the thing that again back to conservatism, uh, the thought process of don't steal, right? They said carjackings went down 80 something percent, and again, for you guys that I mean, I know we know this and our viewers know this, but if you happen to stumble on this video to this, if this becomes a real whatnot, but if you if you steal a car and people that are sympathetic to criminals like, oh, but he stole because he doesn't have anything, and let's be sympathetic and understanding. This is why we need to be not tough on on the on the crime. That's messed up because there's a person that owned that car that worked hard to get that car and probably still paying for it. So when this guy is got nothing and he's stealing this guy's car, then you're gonna say, but he has insurance. Well, guess what? Now his premium's gonna go up. Now his monthly is gonna go up because he made a report. And now guess what? He's now it has to pay a deductible. He's gonna have to pay something that he probably didn't have something. So when you steal, so it doesn't matter what your reasoning of the crime is. We can sympathize by it, but he still has to be held accountable. And that's one thing that the left and the leftists just don't seem to grasp that if you steal a candy from a store, you might be the store owner, and it costs you money. In fact, in case a lot of people don't know how business works, but if you have a grocery store, uh, the store owner, because there's two different ways. The store owner could purchase everything that's on the store, and then he resells it at as a market value, or the store owner will allow another business to come sell in his store, and if something gets sold, he takes a percentage and gives the rest to the M&Ms,
the vendor,
the vendors, whoever's selling that. So when you're stealing that, and this goes for Versace, this goes for all that, that person that owns that Versace store, even though it says it's Versace, it's owned by a person because it's a franchise, and you're hurting somebody. So it's like the looting and the robberies. It's like you're hurting somebody. Oh man. So yeah, and so here's the thing. So the left doesn't grasp that, and I think that's something that we need to conserve and keep. But this next clip is going to be very, very controversial. And let me know, you guys, when you see this video, let us know exactly if you've seen this video and you heard it and it just went over your head, just listen to it again though. Right, here we go. Our boy JJ Carroll, shout out.
Hold on your pants. Click this video. This will come fire. Just listen to it. Let us know down below what you think.
Clear. They are subhuman savages in the inner city and in America in particular, but in the inner city are savages. Why do you see crime rates the way they are? Because we have removed law and order from America.
Fact.
Do you feel safe? Honestly, let's just be very honest. No, I will not allow my wife and son, and I am not a tyrannical dad at all or a husband. I have my kids and wife have freedom, but I told them directly after the shooting in Kansas City, after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I said, you are forbidden from going to any major city in America without me.
Wow. I will tell you this though. Subhuman. But I'm sorry. I mean, what do you describe? If you're over there minding your business and some dude comes with you with a gun and he's like snatching your belongings and he's like, give me your stuff. I mean, that's savagery, right? He clearly is a subhuman to not, to be a deplorable to do those deplorable actions, right? I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, you have no excuse. But the left is always thinking about, oh, but he needs the money for his family. He needs to eat. I'm like,
yeah. What
are
about the innocent people that are actually
working
citizens?
working for the things, and now people are mad to Donald Trump and mad to Janine Pirro and mad to uh, Ted
Christie,
Bundy,
yeah.
because they're cleaning up the streets.
And dude, check this out. So I just thought of something. Constituents, again, certified criminals. For you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Certified criminals, I mean like people that actually have a felony. You cannot vote no more. You're not a constituent. So when they're like defending the constituents that are burning and we're calling them criminals because some of them are committing crimes. So by definition, they're criminals. And some of them, which I'm gonna profile here, and but
There we go.
some of them, we all know who they are, and so guess what? I'm gonna profile them. They're most likely criminals that have records. And guess what? They are not a constituent. Whose side are you on, Democrats? Whose side are you on? Please explain.
They will not. They will call you racist. They will call you white supremacist.
Mm.
Even though you're Mexican, they will say you have a white privilege. You're using white privilege against unfortunate, lazy people that decide to do the bad things, and they rename everything. I mean, they now supporting violence. Now they supporting criminal activities, but when they are the victim of a robbery.
Yeah.
Now they're crying, or they move into what? To rest days.
Yeah, and okay, so here's the other thing too. Now, going into like, I'm gonna take it here. I'm sorry, but
There you go.
like Chicago, right?
Oh,
They do not, Julio. They do not report the black on black crime.
why not?
I don't know because they don't care about black people. Honestly, I'm gonna be here Kanye West moment. Remember Katrina when he was on TV with Mike Myers and he was like, President Bush doesn't care about black people. Well, I'm gonna tell you, the Democrats don't care about black people. They don't. They really don't. They lie to you guys, and you guys. Some of you guys are waking up, and some of y'all are just stuck on the fact that uh some rappers and artists. I mean, they're all pedos. They're all in Jeffrey Epstein's island. They're all in P Diddy. You
Oil
know,
pot.
yeah, the baby oil party. Come on now. And so, they're controlled by the Democrats that have that power, and they're the same racist Jim Crow Democrats. The same. They just changed the game up. LBJ was not for you guys. He actually did a disservice and destroyed your community. And guess what? A lot of them started making um, a career because there was a Jim Crow law in the South, and then you had rappers come out and become. At first, NWA was speaking against who? The police, and it was a racial profiling deal, and that did exist. But what I'm trying to get at is it created this this um this I guess stigma now because you had fatherless homes, and now guess what? The only positive thing that black people had were the rappers or NFL players or basketball players. And guess what? A lot of them wanted to be so hood and gangster. And guess what? They're now dressing like gangsters. They're dressing like thugs, and you're getting them to be. They're looking at that as a positive thing, and 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 the Democrats were eating it, bro. They even came out and called you guys super predators. Remember, Hillary Clinton said that, and at the
Racial,
same time,
racial jungle. What?
yeah,
Like
Joe
Biden.
Biden. Joe Biden said that. And again, you guys voted for him. And I'm saying you guys because we have the statistics, unless you guys are agreeing with us that we need voter ID because they're saying that you guys voted for them. The statistics saying that you guys voted for them. That's why we want voter ID to have this accountability of the votes that are coming in so we know who voted for what and understand the numbers. But according to the factual numbers that we have now, black people voted for these Democrats, and these Democrats were okay with calling you super predators, locking you guys up, and then at the same time telling you not to vote for Donald Trump, right? Not to vote for the Republican Party when the Republican Party were the ones that uh, fought for Emancipation Proclamation. The Republicans were the ones that were fighting against the KKK. The Republican parties were the ones that helped to give the Black Americans the chance to vote. The Republicans were the ones that gave the Black Americans a place in the congressional floor and the Senate. And guess what? We were there with Martin Luther King marching.
Mhm.
So again, why are you voting Democrat? And these Democrat cities, look, if you're already doing the crime and you're young and this comes to you, this is not about really racial things. I'm not trying to make it into that. What I'm trying to say is that they've been twisting this and Hollywood. We already know they're in there. Hollywood, the rappers, they're all part of this establishment just for money. They basically traded you for money, and
Yeah. Racist.
yeah, that's it. And then guess what? They're in power. They're doing all this. I mean, Kamala Harris ain't even black, man. She's
He's
she's
Indian.
not. She's
Yeah,
Indian.
she's Indian.
You know, like look at Candace Owens. She is black, and she went
Mm.
and investigated.
Neither Obama.
Neither Obama. Yes, that's well. No, Obama was Nigerian. I think she said, and I think they found out he was Nigerian. He just had a stepfather that was Asian descent, and I think it was
Sotero.
Sotoro, which
Sotoro, yeah.
was basically the bushes. It was like his dog for the bushes. So again, we've been tricked, and this is not their friend. And the network, the system is not their friends. But I will tell you this that somehow they're going to get power again, and
Oh,
we just need to be vigilant.
they're going to find a way. I mean, they are going to find a way how to get back in power. And please open your eyes if you're black, if you're Hispanic, if you're seeing this. Open your eyes. Common sense. Use your common sense. I know everybody has one, a little bit of it. You will see everything. When you see everything through the common sense lens, everything will become clear.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and you know the thing is, yeah, you know, like the Hispanic, and this is not just for promotion for our new podcast called Revolucion.
Yes, it is.
Revolución de derecha. That means revolution
From the
for
right.
for the right. And what we're trying to do is, so for all our Americans that don't speak English, we're making a podcast in Spanish. And the reason why we're doing this is because there's really no truth uh,
Media.
media that gives you the facts, that is, or at least a Republican point of view, because the ones that are out there, they're basically funded by Galavision, Univision, Telemundo, right? And they're basically left winging. They're just giving you the wrong information. In fact, we've seen some, which we're going to work on these compiled videos where we show that they're not translating it correctly. And then when we show the actual translation, and it's not what they're telling you. So they're getting this. Our Hispanic community is not getting the information correctly. And I think that whether we're black, white, Asians, uh, um, East Islanders, Middle Easterns, whatever it is, we need to stick together on one thing. America is a great country, and if you're American and your family descent, that their culture is their culture. Our culture is this. We are the culture. America's the culture. The what George Washington did, that's our culture. What John Adams was fighting for in his literature of academia and referencing smart individuals uh, to doctrinate the Constitution. That's our culture, right? Don't adapt cultures that the CIA is making. Like again, and I'm gonna be guilty. I'm gonna say it. I was once indoctrinated to the left, and I also too was all in the hip hop movement. In fact, I was making beats for certain, uh, hip hop artists. And shout out to Harold Blakely and Sheila. They know they can contribute to this. But my point is, what I'm saying is that let's not, even though you're making money out of that, that is not the right thing to do. And I think we need to wake up from that and take the red pill, not the blue pill.
Yeah, definitely. Now moving along to the
Yep.
next subject, we have a video for you guys in a minute, but we are informing you guys, probably you guys know about it. Donald Trump making an announcement that we are going to be hosting. If I'm not mistaken, we'll be hosting the FIFA World Cup 2026
Yep. Mm-hmm.
in Washington D.C.
Ooh.
That's what we are hosting. So they are promoting. It will be 100+ games in Washington D.C. Would bring billions of dollars of sponsorships, ticket sales, restaurants, people
Making
dining
money
in.
for us.
It's gonna be huge, and no wonder why Donald Trump made these steps of
Cleaning
clean up the
Washington
cities,
D.C.
and it works for Washington D.C. So don't be surprised if you will see Chicago, New York, California falling next, and
Flourishing, bro. Flourishing.
hopefully,
Oh man, money.
hopefully ending the murder in those cities because we deserve. People deserve to
The people
believe.
in Chicago
Yeah,
deserve.
yeah, they deserve better. People in New York deserve better.
And he wasn't lying. There's a lot of people, which I think you were talking off camera, that
Yeah.
there's a lot of people, Chicagoans, that were like begging.
Begging. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. But we will show you this video about. It came out like 5 minutes ago. Let me see
It was
who was the author on that video.
and Vandersteel, and Vandersteel.
She says something about IRS being cut. In, wow. Well, that is interesting. Let's see what she has to say.
handed.
Oh Lord, what happened here?
Oh man.
Oh man, there we go. We have right.
Something went down, but you know,
Let's see. What happened?
you know, it's crazy that if we get Chicago under control, I think that that will highlight um a very I mean Chicago. I mean, I'm trying to think, when was Chicago like great, like when was it like well, I guess Chicago was always great, but I think when, which, man, Family Matters, which that that destroyed my perspective when I found out Carl was in the Diddy stuff. The guy,
A lot of people were into this.
I know
A lot of people.
that destroyed me because I love Family Matters. It was good. It was a good show.
For years, they've been telling you, the American people, to pay up or else.
Yep, and Vandersteel.
I'm trying to still figure out why having such a good internet is not.
Come on, AT&T.
Come on, let's go. Do something. Jesus. This is the stuff that we deal with every single day.
Waving around those so-called official transcripts and certificates as if they were gospel. Well, guess what? They're frauds, fabricated, phantom tax returns the IRS claims that you filed but can't produce because they never existed. Here's the crime. An IRS agent falsified
Oh, this is interesting.
Wait, step one,
the records. A supervisor covered it up. The DOJ marched into court and used those fake records against Americans, and then admitted under oath they have no signed returns to back it up. That's not sloppy paperwork. That's RICO fraud, a criminal enterprise operating under color of law, and it doesn't stop
That's nice.
there. Judges looked the other way. Clerks issued phantom orders, and the whole rotten system circled the wagons to protect itself. Multi-layered fraud, IRS, DOJ, and the judicial system. This is enough. Enough to prove the IRS is not a tax collector. It's a criminal cartel preying on its own people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think everybody knows that, though, and a lot of us don't want to admit it, but honestly, the IRS needs to go.
I know. I'm liking what DeSantis is doing in Florida,
Yeah.
eliminating property tax, which is should be very good.
Oh,
Let us
man.
know. Let us know down below.
Bring that over here in Texas,
I
man.
know. They should
Come on,
bring it.
Greg Abbott. You've been following the train. So follow that train, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Do you know if he takes the property tax? One can dream, bro.
Not not only bring eliminating property tax. Just imagine this 2026, 27. Just imagine this. No property tax in Texas support. Dropping the federal rates to like 2%, which is make easier for us
Yeah.
getting them in the housing market.
Oh my
Let's say
gosh.
we are back.
The economy would blow.
Let's say we are back to the 4% ish interest rate. That would boom the acquisition power and bring back a lot of more jobs because we need to build
Yeah.
more houses.
Dude,
It will bring
because it's gonna bring so many people.
man
The construction site will go crazy.
real
The-
real estate would be insane.
A lot of people that spend a lot of money. I mean, I know people right now that don't make as much as what I consider good money, and they're out there spending money now. Can you imagine you do this? This will flood uh, the market, dude.
Yeah, the only problem that I see real quick before we jump to the subject, the only problem that I see with this, and I was thinking about it this morning, is the inventory in the housing market. I mean, we are having too many houses right now in Houston.
We
But just
wouldn't be able to supply the demand.
I know. I mean, there is a lot of people on the fence, especially in Houston, which is a hot market. We have a lot of people on the fence waiting for these rates to drop because they can buy a bigger house or they were priced out. If they drop the rates, I would, I would say 2%. Let's say they drop it to 2%, which is already as a 4, 6, something like that.
Yeah,
Just imagine you drop it 2%. That means the interest rate roughly on the housing market will go back to
3 to 4.
about 3 to 4.5, 4.7.
And that's just assuming the people don't have good credit, you
And
know?
that's yeah.
Because
So
if you have good credit, you're gonna fall on
on
the
the three,
2%
on the
or 2 or 3%.
2 or 3%,
Bro,
that would bring a
God.
horde of people coming to the housing market, and that like those houses will be gone in a matter of months.
Dude, I'm just I that
That would
alone.
bring the price up, though.
I will say that if Trump was able to do that,
I would find
I'm refinancing. And then no property tax. Bro, we're rich. You know what I mean? God, no.
We're winning.
We're winning. I'd be like, Trump, we need to re-up Trump again. Put him but he's done, you know, he can't. Poor guy, he's old, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he's I'm sorry, I didn't mean that way, but he's of age and he's just, you know, like I'm sure he's tired, dude. But at the same time, he loves this. I mean, who gets up at what did I say? 4? Was it 4 in the
He
morning?
gets up at 4:30.
4:30 in the morning and sleeps at midnight, and he works the whole time.
He had no breaks.
Like he probably like, dude. I mean, that's why I give him grace when I see him at the golf course. You know, the golf course.
I know.
If they
Like,
say like
he-
they
he-
always want to bring it up, like, "Hey, your president, he's in golf," you know, dude. Come on, bro. He's done more for the country in 6 months than the last hundred presidents. No, we don't have 100, but last, you know,
The
20
last-
presidents
the last
at
20
least.
presidents,
20
yeah.
presidents at least, or no, that's probably not too much.
I would say
10,
10.
10, yeah. The last 10 presidents, he's done more.
He has done more since Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was the last American first. Before Donald Trump, he was the last American first president.
Yeah.
You know, and ironically, the last balance sheet that we have, like balanced budget, it was ironically, under Bill Clinton. Remember that he had his balanced budget, but what happened after that? We went to war, and
But see, the thing is, under his president is when he started giving away our jobs. And that's when you started seeing like the Japanese companies just skyrocket, bro.
it happened.
And
Because in Puerto Rico, we suffered the same thing.
yeah, dude, and guess what? RCA, this TV company went away. That used to be
Oh,
American made.
That didn't last 10 years.
Dude, no, it didn't
I
because
remember.
and you know they couldn't keep up, dude. I mean, the tariffs things really mattered because they couldn't keep up. And guess what? My kids don't even know what RCA is. You know?
That's long forgotten.
Yeah,
They-
exactly.
Our kids don't know what
Well, no,
Sears.
Panasonic's still there.
My kids don't know what Sears.
That is crazy.
You know what I mean? I used to work for
Montgomery Ward, nobody remembers that.
Yeah.
Foley's.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about tariff. I mean, we are.
Oh yeah. What happened, Canada?
Yeah, I know. It's Canada. Canada, France?
They used to be French, but
But yeah, but what was the other one that you told me about that we are kind of like equalized? We kind of settle on the tariff. It was China.
China's still they're fighting back, but it was first remember it was Mexico and Canada together,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mexico conceded, and then that was a win for Trump. But they didn't, politically, so we don't hurt their feelings. We're just like, well, no, we came to an agreement, and Trump, with grace, but we won. And this is the same thing right now. Canada has made it seem like, oh, we're not,
We're not giving up.
we're gonna rematch the thing, whatever, yada yada, but exempt, and I'm like, wait, what? So it's just like, wait, so basically you're saying that you're taking it off and you're just exempting the tariffs that you have. So again, that basically says in political
Lame terms.
terms that yeah, he's conceded. He's conceded.
That's good. That's good. I mean, we need to level the playing field. So let us know what you guys thinking about it. I really appreciate you guys being
Yep.
here with us today. I know we went through a lengthy podcast. We should do 1 hour. We're trying to bring you the news. We might do another podcast this weekend. It depends, like if anything comes up. If not, it's probably a short reel of us talking about it, and then you guys know what's going on. I hope you guys have a great weekend. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.
And if you don't agree with me, tell us in the comments. Just go easy, go easy. But if you want to go hard, go hard. And every now and then I'll get in there and I'll comment. You'll see me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a good